There's only one way to win the lottery, and that is by pure luck. But when it comes to losing all that money, it is very easy. Some of the ways are engaging in drugs, parties, buying expensive property, and most of all, not investing. However, there are other dumb ways to lose all your money, no matter how much it is, and these people will show you how. Number 8. Denise and Thomas Rossi. Experts say that without a trust, a relationship cannot go anywhere, and without it, you have nothing. This is the case of a woman who was left with nothing because she didn't trust her husband. In 1996, Denise and Thomas Rossi celebrated 25 years of marriage, but one day Denise asked for a divorce. This confused Thomas as he didn't know what had set their marriage on the rocks, but he didn't know that 11 days before Denise filed for divorce, she and her friends were the lucky winners of $6.6 million in the California State Lottery. After splitting, Denise was pocketing $1.3 million. Something must have happened in their relationship because Denise was afraid that Thomas would try to take all the money from her. And so, with a way to survive on her own, she saw this as an opportunity to file for divorce. Eventually, the divorce was finalized, and Thomas had no idea about his wife's winnings. However, there was a twist. When finalizing a divorce, both parties must legally declare their financial position to determine alimony payments. And since she had just become a millionaire, Denise didn't declare it. She never wanted to share her winnings with her husband. However, 2 years later, Thomas received a letter from Denise regarding her lottery winnings. When he followed up on the story, he discovered Denise had just won the lottery. He then took this matter to court where Denise was found guilty of fraud. Ultimately, Thomas was declared entitled to the full sum of her winnings. And just like that, Denise went from being a millionaire to being broke. Number 7. Christina Goodenow. In 2005, Christina Goodenow won $1 million on a scratch card lottery ticket. However, she wouldn't even get the chance to enjoy her winnings. In fact, she never even wanted anyone to know that she had won. She even approached the lottery officials and asked them to keep it hidden. On the other hand, police were following up on some suspicious activity on the credit card of a woman who had died a year before. And it so happened that when Christina won, the police had just tracked her down to be the one with the card. She had been using her then-boyfriend's dead mom's credit card to buy things, and among these things was the winning lottery ticket. This kind of meant that the money was actually the dead woman's. Christina had managed to rack up a debt of $12,000, which she tried to pay off with her lottery winnings. However, her luck ran out because her fraudulent credit card usage led the police right to her. She tried to convince the court that she had bought the ticket with her own cash, and that she couldn't stop the court from stripping her of her savings. She was also charged with forgery and identity theft, which got her a month behind bars and 2 years of probation. Number 6. Washing machine ticket. In 2021, a woman who remained anonymous beat all odds and won $26 million in the lottery. But sadly enough, her luck ran out with the winning ticket. As she was doing her laundry, she forgot to check her pockets and threw all her clothes in the washing machine. When she realized what she had done, the ticket to her riches was nothing but a squidgy, crumpled, illegible piece of paper. She was desperate to get her millions, so she went to the store where she had bought the ticket and requested surveillance footage to show her buying the winning ticket. Unfortunately, this was not enough to claim her winnings. According to the lottery company, the only way to cash in a lost or destroyed ticket would be by taking a picture of it both front and back. Just like that, the woman had millions that she could never have. I bet she always double checks her pockets nowadays. Number 5. Callie Rogers. Winning millions as a teenager with no one to guide you on how to make better choices is the worst thing ever. And in the case of Callie Rogers, she was taught a lesson by life that she will never forget. At the age of 16, Callie Rogers was lucky enough to win more than £1.8 million. When asked what she would do with it, she said she would not extravagantly spend her newfound wealth. But that is exactly what she did. As soon as she received the money, she got herself 2 boob jobs, which cost about £11,500, and bought clothes, makeup, and tattoos worth £300,000. She even went as far as getting some top-of-the-line sports cars worth about £85,000. Given that she was still in high school, she wanted to enjoy life as much as possible. This meant going on holidays and buying herself expensive gifts. Even though she made a few smart purchases, it only took her a year to get back to square one on welfare with only £2,000 in her account. Number 4. William Post. We can say that compared to what this guy did, Callie Rogers was much better. When William won $16.2 million in 1988, he only had $2.46 in his account. For him to even buy the winning ticket, he had to sell a ring to a local pawn shop for $40. Given the fact that he'd already served his sentence for cashing invalid checks, we can already tell that William Post had terrible money management skills. 84 days after cashing in his $16.2 million winnings, William had already bought a boat, a lease for a restaurant in Florida, a used car lot, and a private jet. I don't really know what he thought about buying the private jet, but he did it anyway. Even after spending all his money, Post took on another $500,000 loan to buy a mansion in Oil City, Pennsylvania. I guess he thought that his money would never end or that nothing would happen to him. William's luck ran out the moment his girlfriend took him to court. When getting the ticket, William gave money to his girlfriend who went and got the ticket. Because of this, she was entitled to some payoff, and when she took him to court, the judge ruled in her favor. Now, William owed her a third of the winnings, which was about $5.4 million. Since he couldn't pay, his bank account was frozen until he could pay the money. By the time William passed away, he was on his 7th marriage and had more than $1 million in debt. He also survived on food stamps at a job that paid him $450 a month. Number 3. Andrew Jackson Whittaker. William's story is not the most unfortunate. Andrew Jackson Whittaker was the lucky winner of $315 million in the Powerball lottery in 2002. However, unlike William, Andrew had some fortune before winning this lottery. He had a net worth of more than $17 million, which he gained from his construction company. However, things were never the same after he won the lottery. Andrew donated about $10 million to churches and Christian groups. He spent another $14 million establishing the Jack Whittaker Foundation, which provided free food and clothing to low-income families in West Virginia. As a form of thanks, he returned to the store where he had bought the winning ticket and gifted the clerk a $44,000 check, a $123,000 house, and a brand new Jeep Cherokee. His last step to flaunting his wealth was buying himself a Lamborghini. But after driving around the neighborhood and throwing money out the window, his car was broken into twice. This resulted in him losing about $745,000 in cash. As if that wasn't enough, his granddaughter passed away, followed by his daughter. The last blow was getting a divorce from his wife. Andrew lost everything in such a short time to the point where he wished that he hadn't won the lottery. Number 2. Michael Carroll. It takes a special kind of stupidity for you to even get a documentary on how you lost your money. At just 19 years old, Michael Carroll from Norfolk, England won about $14 million from a lottery. At the time he won this, he was stacking up garbage, and in just a day he had moved on to stacking up cash. However, it was not long before he lost it all. It all started with a mansion near a lake where he could do some fishing. After this first purchase, everything turned into sheer chaos. According to Michael, he had spent so much on parties, booze, and drugs for said parties, but at least for him it took longer before he could lose all his fortune. But in 4 years, he was heading towards bankruptcy. By 2010, Michael was struggling to get funds, so he decided to sell his beat-up mansion. And by 2013, Michael had nothing and was back to doing manual labor to pay the bills. Number 1. Marva Wilson. We have seen young people win money, but what about the old ones? Marva Wilson was 65 when she won $2 million in 2008. This grandmother had a plan for her money. She had planned to get her granddaughter through college and allow herself a maximum spending limit of $30,000 per year. However, she would later be the victim of a scam that left her with almost nothing. 2 years after winning, Marva became friends with Freya Pearson, an unemployed single mom relying on welfare. Just as scammers do, Freya was kind to Marva, even helping her around. Shortly after getting to know each other, Freya convinced Marva to withdraw some of her funds and donate them to her nonprofit charity, Recidivism at Work. But Marva didn't know then that she was depositing money directly into Freya's account. By the time Marva realized what had happened, she had already been swindled out of $480,000. Having played Marva, Freya started gambling, traveling, buying expensive cars, and buying some designer clothes. On the other hand, Marva ended up bankrupt. Poor old Marva was left with nothing. We don't even know if she got her granddaughter through college. And that's it. Which was the craziest story you heard? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more of our luxurious content. And why not click on another video showing now? This is The Luxurious. Talk to you in the next video.